Okay, so I guess the real challenge begins. With the 21st game week of the season completed, let's take a look at how my team performed and my transfer thoughts for Game Week 22. Hello, happy belated New Year everyone. Hope you guys had a successful FPL Christmas period because I surely did not have one. It was a complete disaster, a combination of bad luck and poor gambling decisions. Before I commence with my team review for Game Week 21, let me give you guys a quick recap of how terrible my festive period went. For Game Week 19, I got a decent score of 74 points, with Salah returning 24 points as my captain, resulting in a small green arrow. But for Game Week 20, I decided to take a massive gamble and bring in Vardy, who was up against Cardiff for Lacazette. Whilst being under the influence of some Christmas alcohol, I decided to make Vardy my captain. I mean, why not? Leicester City just beat Chelsea and City, with Vardy returning attacking points in both matches. But, oh boy, it proved to be the wrong decision. Vardy blanked and it resulted in a low score of 38, completely plummeting my overall ranking. So ahead of Game Week 21, with one free transfer in the bank, I brought in Kane for Vardy and Pogba for Sane, which on paper looked to be a sensible move based on their current form. But guess which pair got the most points for Game Week 21? Yep, I would have been better off not making a single transfer. So for Game Week 21, I got an embarrassing 41 points, 13 points below the average, plummeting my ranking even further, and now faced with a massive task and admittedly on the bridge of giving up. But after speaking to various FPL experts, they reminded me there's more than 1,000 points to be won, and I've still got all my chips intact, so there's many points to be gained. So for this year, my new challenge is to see if I can get within the 100,000 overall ranking, which in my eyes, based on my current ranking, would be a success. In the My FPL Strategy League, my position has 2 dropped. Shout out to Team Unknown, who has retained his top spot. So now let's take a detailed look at how my team performed for Game Week 21 and my transfer thoughts for Game Week 22. Man City ends Liverpool's unbeaten run, beating the Reds 2-1. Edison had a tricky match. He was fortunate not to score an own goal when John Stones' clearance rebounded off the Brazilian. Despite the single goal conceded, the Brazilian recorded 3 saves, which would have returned a total of 3 points. But during the dying minutes, Edison picked up a yellow card, and thus in the end the City goalkeeper only returned 2 points. City's next 3 fixtures are decent on paper. I've been looking to find an opportunity without taking a hit to downgrade Edison, but with City's next 3 fixtures, I'm thinking I should just wait a little bit longer. Crystal Palace recorded another clean sheet of the season, beating Wolves 2-0. Once again, the young fullback had an excellent display, making some key tackles and showing great composure on the ball. His overall performance wasn't quite enough to earn him any additional bonus points. Nevertheless, due to the clean sheet, the young Englishman returned a welcome 6 points. The Eagles welcome Watford next, a decent fixture on paper. Crystal Palace have now kept 9 clean sheets so far this season, 1 above City and only 3 behind Liverpool. Liverpool conceded 2 goals for the first time this season, losing their unbeaten run to City. Robertson was named in the starting 11, despite the rumours suggesting that the Scotsman wouldn't feature. Generally speaking, Robertson struggled to offer much in attack for large periods of the game, but he did provide the crucial assist for Firmino's equaliser. Despite the lack of attacking threat, the left-back performance was enough to earn him 1 additional bonus point, returning a welcome 5 points. The Reds now embark a good run of fixtures and don't play a top 6 team to Game Week 27, and thus, as long as Robertson is fit to play, he will remain in my team for the long run. Wolves conceded 2 late goals, losing 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Doherty should have added to his 3 goals this season with a header 6 yards from goal. He struggled to create any clear-cut chances, only recording 1 attempted assist. In the end, due to the 2 goals conceded, the Irishman only returned a single point. Wolves travelled to face Man City next, a difficult fixture on paper. The Wanderers have now failed to keep a clean sheet in 4, thus I'm contemplating benching Doherty for Gameweek 22. Bournemouth came from behind twice to draw against Watford in a 6-goal thriller. Holebas didn't have the best of performers, failing to show his usual work rate and attacking threat. The Greek fullback only recorded 1 attempted assist, and to make matters worse, picked up a yellow card in the dying minutes. Thus in the end, Holebas returned an embarrassing 0 points. Watford have 2 favourable fixtures before they play a tough away match against Spurs. With Alonso dropped in price, I'm potentially looking to upgrade Holebas from Gameweek 24, but in order to do so, my intention is to downgrade Edison to a 4.5 goalkeeper. West Ham came from behind to rescue a draw against Brighton. Snodgrass has now failed to produce any attacking returns in 4, recording a single shot against Brighton. He was substituted just after the hour mark. Thus in the end, the midfielder only returned 2 points per match appearance. West Ham travelled to face Arsenal next, a tough fixture on paper. In the last 2 meetings between the 2 clubs, West Ham have conceded a total of 7 goals, whilst only scoring 2. Chelsea failed to break down Southampton in the goalless draw at Stamford Bridge. Hazard put in a good shift, but was unable to unlock the Saints' resolute defence. He had 1 good chance 10 yards out in the first half, but was denied by the keeper. In the end, as my captain, the Belgium international returned a disappointing 6 points. Chelsea faced Newcastle next, a favourable fixture on paper. In the last encounter between the 2 clubs, Hazard scored the opening goal in a 2-1 victory. Salah goes missing in a 2-1 defeat against Man City. Salah returned to the right as Firmino led the front line, but on the night where the Reds were often in defensive mode, the Egyptian influence on the game was somewhat lacking, only recording a single attempt on goal. In the end, Salah only returned 2 points for match appearance. Liverpool faced Brighton next, a favourable fixture on paper. In the last 2 meetings between the 2 clubs, Salah has scored a total of 2 goals and could be a good candidate for captaincy for Gameweek 22. Richarlison blanks for the 2nd week running in the 1-0 defeat against Leicester City. Richarlison had a difficult afternoon. Despite having 4 shots in the box, the Brazilian struggled to impact the final third, recording not a single shot on target. In the end, Richarlison only returned 2 points for match appearance. Everton have a good run of fixtures and don't play a top 6 team to Gameweek 27. Thus, in theory, it does make sense to keep hold of Richarlison, but his recent dip in form has created some cause of concerns. After 3 consecutive weeks of back-to-back returns, Pogba blanks in a 2-0 win against Newcastle. Pogba struggled to impose himself on the match, constantly denying spaces between the lines, but the French international did have a late chance to score, but failed to hit the target. In the end, Pogba returned an underwhelming 3 points. Man United travelled to face Spurs next, a tough fixture on paper. In the last 2 meetings between the 2 clubs, the Reds have lost both games without scoring. Harry Kane delivers in the 3-0 smashing against Cardiff City. Spurs took the lead in just under 4 minutes with Kane scoring the opener. In addition, the English striker also provided the assist for Spurs' third. His overall performance earned him all 3 bonus points, returning a solid 12 points. I wish I made him my captain. Spurs face Man United next, a tough fixture on paper. But despite the fixture ranking, Spurs have beaten Man United in the last 2 meetings, with Kane scoring a goal and providing an assist in the last encounter. So moving on to my transfer thoughts for Gameweek 22. Despite the terrible points for Gameweek 21, I still feel my current team is in decent shape for the next 5 game weeks, and it's rather my captain picking that's constantly hurt me this season. How do I improve that? I really don't know. At the moment I'm contemplating 2 options. Option 1 will be to bank a transfer and secure 2 free transfers for the following game week. Or option 2 will be to train Kane for Aguero for the home game against Wolves. This option will provide me a City cover as well as some additional funds in the bank. For captaincy, it's between Salah or Hazard. Based on the current form, I'm slightly leaning towards Salah for now. Please note my team is not locked in. If you'd like to see my final team selection, be sure to follow me on Twitter. All my details in the description below. And that's all from me today guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.